It's no secret Payday 2 has a fair bit of content. As of making this video, this game has 173 different weapons, 79 heists, 22 perk decks with the same amount of playable characters, and even a handful of throwables. However, there is one aspect of content that's often overlooked, and that's melee. Despite having 96 options to choose from, you really only see 3 to 4 of them used by most players, with maybe a handful of others from time to time. This can easily be attributed to two things. For one, the melees are one of the least balanced parts of the game. Stat-wise, there's some pretty clear winners, and most really have no reason to ever be used. On top of this, melee is really only used for one thing, and that's killing dozers. Stack Bloodthirst, Pumping Iron, and or Zerk, and you can shred a bulldozer in seconds. However, what if we wanted to do a little bit more with it? Today, I'm bringing you a fun build that I've been using recently. This build is centered around one thing and one thing only, and that is killing every enemy on the map with only your melee. The perk deck I'm using is Infiltrator, which, compared to Socio, might actually seem like a direct downgrade, but it does have some benefits. According to the perk deck descriptions, these two decks should be the exact same when it comes to melee. However, that isn't the case. Infiltrator's melee buff actually lasts for 7 seconds after hitting an enemy, as opposed to Sociopath's 1 second. This means using this deck for a melee-focused build is much more beneficial, as you can keep that melee bonus active for much longer between kills. The other upside is Infiltrator's damage reduction. With all the buffs and Underdog aced, you're actually able to tank 2 health shots while staying alive. Combine this with the ICTV, and that gives you an impressive 4-shot setup. That's something that you will definitely be needing with this build. The skills are all pretty self-explanatory, however, you might see one funny choice. Counter-Strike is a really useful skill to bring in this build. Despite almost never seeing use on Death Sentence, it brings a lot of utility here. For one, Cloakers would fuck you up without it, and additionally, it helps a lot with dozers. Counter-striking a dozer will stun them for a while, giving you more than enough time to either kill them, focus on heavy swats nearby, or do anything else. While dozers normally drop in a few seconds to any build with Bloodthirst, if you're getting consistent melee kills, you'll almost never actually have any Bloodthirst stacks. This is where the weapons come into play. They're more of a get-out-of-jail-free card than anything else, and I try to use them as little as possible, as they more or less trivialize the melee aspects of this build. However, if you find yourself in a sticky situation, or you just want some Bloodthirst stacks, they can really help out a lot. This brings us to the melee options. Pretty much anything that does 70 damage will work here, with the katana probably being the best choice. I personally find the pickaxe to be a lot of fun, because I really like the sound that it has. The machete is also very good, as well as the ice pick, but those are used a lot anyways, so I thought it would be more fun to bring something else. I could see the chainsaw being a fun choice, but I haven't used it enough to really get a feel for its timings. I will say timing is a big thing with melee in this game. On Death Sentence, you can't just sprint into a group of enemies wildly swinging your weapon and expect to do well. However, if you take it slow, use cover, and chip away at groups, it'll work out pretty well.